What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant, and you're watching Suburban Nerd. This is the channel where I get my nerd views on today's nerd news. Well, today's nerd news, we got a good amount of stuff. First, we're going to be talking about Michael B. Jordan maybe having an action franchise up his sleeve, which I don't really have right now. We've got news on the James Bond 25 finally getting a director, and it was on nobody's radar. We've also got news about Bob Iger basically taking the blame for the issues that Solo had. And also, we're going to be talking about the future of the MCU. So first, we're going to be talking about Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan, if you guys don't know, it's all over the news now. He's actually in talks or set to be Jon Clark in the Tom Clancys, from the Tom Clancys series. Now, Jon Clark, if you guys don't know, most people don't know him unless he played the Tom Clancys, the games. And he's pretty much an ex-military turned top CIA operative, head of head of Rainbow Six, pretty much overall badass. At some point, Jack Ryan, he was the bodyguard. When Jack Ryan became president, he was the bodyguard of Ryan. So he's badass on top of badass. And Michael B. Jordan's set to play him, which I think it's an awesome job, because Michael B. Jordan, he knows how to play that action. He knows how to be badass. In fact, if you guys had watched the Black Panther, he was ex-military. You know, he just showed it. He had the military training, and he knows how to be very physical in all these movies that he's been doing. So I'm pretty sure if you're gonna try and have an action movie, Michael B. Jordan's perfect for it, because he's still young. He can do this for a while if the franchise takes off, and it just works in all aspects, because the name of the two movies that they already have planned is called what is it called? Oh, Without Remorse is one of the movies, and then the next one's Rainbow Six. So, like I said, Rainbow Six is he was in charge of Rainbow Six at some point. And there's been other people that have played the movie in the past. We got Willem Dafoe. He played Jon Clark, and also Liv Schreiber. He played Jon Clark. So it's been done before, but this first time a black person's been doing it. And this is type of character that does not need to be black or white. I mean, it's already been done white. Sure, they can do it black, because it's just a character, a story. When you write these stories, they don't specifically sometimes say that it's black or white. So you can just take the interpretation and just make it any type of character you want. And him being an action, like a ex-military, it just looks so perfect. It's this movie's gonna be produced by Paramount, so you know they got that money to put behind it. So I'm hoping that this takes off for Michael B. Jordan, because sure, he has his franchise, he has Creed, but a lot of people see Creed as a Rocky movie, you know, like a Rocky sequel. And sure, he was in Black Panther, but spoiler alert, he's not in there no more. So this would be a great thing for him. If it takes off, then you can have these two movies already set, but then you know they're gonna plan and do more. And you know they've already had Jack Ryan, played by, was it Chris Pine? And it didn't do great in the theaters. And now we have a new Jack Ryan, played by John Krasinski in I believe it's an Amazon series. So I don't know if it's going to be in the same universe as either the one from the Amazon, or maybe they'll bring back Chris Pine as Jack Ryan. But I think it'll be great regardless. So Michael B. Jordan, good on you. Keep doing what you do, and hopefully this thing comes out, because I'll see it opening night that Thursday. I'll see that Thursday when this thing comes to fruition. So, like I said, good luck on you. Next, we're going to be talking about James Bond. James Bond 25, the 25th one, has no title. Originally had Danny Boyle, and Danny Boyle had a plan, and he left because of what they say is creative differences. You know, we always hear that, and the creative differences might have been as far as a villain, because I forget the guy's name, but he was this, I believe, as Arab culture, or Arab of his race. He was supposed to be set to be the villain, but then the studios was thinking about maybe having a Russian villain or something. I don't know if that's why Danny Boyle kind of stepped away from it, but there was talks, and I basically said a couple names of who it might be in one of the older videos. I'll try and see if I can find it. Maybe I'll put it up in there. But officially, it's going to be Cary Fukunaga. Cary Fukunaga, if you guys don't know, he's done a couple things. He's done the first season of True Detective. He's also done a movie that was on Netflix called Beast of No Nation. It's very nominated for awards. And he also, if you guys don't know, he was actually set to be the director for the It movie. And he's actually the one that chose Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. So he has a good eye for these things. So him being the director for the new James Bond, I could see it. I think he might be good for this franchise. I don't know if they're gonna keep him past the last one, but you know, they're still on it. Daniel Craig is still on to play it, and Cary Fukunaga being the director, I'm sure it's not gonna scare him off, and I'm sure it should turn out good, because as of right now the record is on and off. Like the first movie, everyone loved. Second movie, not too fond of. The third movie, everyone loved. Skyfall, then Spectre, the fourth one, wasn't loved. So Daniel Craig, this is his last movie. He's hoping to leave off on a high note. So this might be the director to leave it off on a high note. So that's pretty much all I have to say as far as that, because I just think you get a good director, and chances are you're going to get a good movie, but nowadays, you never know, because there's so many movies that you think are going to be great, and then just like that Shane Black, I thought it was going to be a great movie with the Predator, and it just, like I said, it was entertaining, but it could have been a lot better. Definitely could have been a lot better. So if you want to check out my review for that, check out right there. So that's pretty much it as far as the James Bond and Cary Fukunaga being the director. Next, we're going to be talking about Bob Iger. Bob Iger, he stated by Variety that he said they're gonna slow down on his Star Wars as far as pumping out all these movies. And he's in the statement he says, as I look back, it might have been too much too fast. And he's talking in regards to the Star Wars movie, and I believe he says it. He even says that it's his fault, not his fault, but it was, if he looks back on it, and it was maybe a mistake to basically have that movie come out when it did. And everyone agreed, because you've already set a stage, December, Christmas time was for Star Wars. Once you came out with The Force Awakens, you officially made that the Star Wars month. Force Awakens, the Rogue One, and then the next one, the Last Jedi, and then everyone was like, okay, great. Even though people didn't love Last Jedi, it still made a crap load of money, still hit that billion mark, and the next one was only a couple months later, which already had issues, because Lord and Miller were the original directors of it, and then because they had creative differences with Kathleen Kennedy, that they got taken off, and then Ron Howard got brought on to redirect the movie, and they redid, I heard, 80 or 90% of the movie, so they pretty much redid it, which is why it boosted the price or budget of the movie. It doubled it, because they did the movie twice. So, and then everyone thought, okay, give them enough time, come out in the winter season, come out Christmas time, but nope, they wanted to stick to their date, which they set for originally May, and I believe they set it for that date because they wanted it to come out when the original Star Wars came out, and I don't know, being nostalgic. And now Bob Iger, he's definitely seeing that they might not have gone for that. They should have pretty much pushed it back, made sure everything was great. And I think profit-wise, they would have made a lot better, because Han Solo is the lowest grossing movie in the whole Star Wars franchise. And I think it might have been because of the time it came out. A lot of people weren't feeling on the whole Last Jedi. So give it a lot of space, a whole year. People forget about that. So then and then at Christmas time, everyone's home for the holidays, go and see the movie with their family. I'm pretty sure that movie would have done so much better if they put it out at the Christmas time or holiday season. And he's realizing it now. It's like that saying that they say, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face. That was them. They had a plan, and then them putting it out, and then them thinking it was gonna do good. Bam! Get that punch in the face. They realized, oh, I fucked up, and that's pretty much what it is. They realize that he realizes that he messed up, and everyone's thinking to blame Kathleen Kennedy, even though she's in charge of the whole Star Wars thing. Bob Iger's the one on top of everybody. He's one on top of Kevin Feige, who's in charge of the MCU, the Marvel Universe, and he's on top of Kathleen Kennedy, who's in charge of the Star Wars Universe. And like I said, he accepts that he messed up. So if you guys got any emails or anything, y'all tweet him and go back at him, because you know, I'm pretty sure he was already getting that. But most of the time, people were thinking it was Kathleen Kennedy, and he's taking full responsibility for it, which I give him props to, manning up. You know, this is your company. You messed up. Things don't work out. It's your problem. You know what I'm saying? So that, I give props for him. So that's pretty much it as far as the Bob Iger thing. Like I said, hopefully they learn, and the next couple movies will be in the wintertime, because I think that's prime time for their franchise. Star Wars should be Christmas now. That just be associated with that. So that's pretty much it for that news. And then last, we're going to be talking about Variety reports about the future of the Marvel Universe, about the Avengers are going to be on, you know, Disney streaming service. And what people are thinking, some people might be thinking that these Marvel movies or Avengers, they're just going to be going straight to the streaming service that Disney is coming up with, which is not it at all, because what they're doing is Disney's taking their products and like the movies and stuff, they're taking it off of all these other streaming services, especially like Netflix. Netflix, they're going to be losing everything, except for the whole Defenders, I believe, like, you know, the Jessica Jones, the Daredevil. I think they've got that locked in, that they can keep making, as long as they keep making seasons, they're going to keep that. They're just not going to get any other new characters from the Marvel, you know, list of people. So other than that, Marvel's going to be, like we've already talked in my last video, which was, I'll put it right there. You've got a Loki series, a small mini series, about like 6 to 8 episodes coming out on the streaming service. You're going to be coming out with Scarlet Witch on the streaming service, and I think that's great. They're going to be doing what they said is going to do, streaming service, expanding universe, but with the smaller people from the MCU, not so much the main characters. Like, they're not going to have a Thor series, and they're going to have you know, Iron Man series, but you can have a Falcon, you can have a Black Widow. They're trying to do their own movie with her, so that might leave her off of the table too. But other than that, I agree. Like, yo, they're just trying to make more content for their people, for their streaming service, because they're trying to do what Netflix does, but do it better. And they don't need to put all the movies, because it's not profitable for them to put all the movies and stuff straight to their streaming service, because in this year alone, with 6 movies, they've already made about $5.6 billion as well. But, you know, Netflix, with all like 15,000, they've made about like 12,000 or 15,000. So, like, already done half with only 6. So, you know, they're not going to just put all the movies to streaming service and not doing a movie theater. They're just going to do that. Only thing that's going to be different is now they're not going to, all the movies when they're out of the theaters, they're not going to go to other streaming services. They're just going to go straight to Disney. So they're going to be getting that money on both ends. You know what I'm saying? Outside in the theaters, then when it comes back, it's just going to be all of them on the streaming service. So good on you, Disney. I just hope they don't try and charge you an arm and leg for all this stuff, because just like DC, they have a streaming service where it's all the DC products as far as the movies, TV series, animated movies, everything DC plus the comics all in one streaming service, which you could understand that being what the price is. But as far as Disney knows, they're like Apple. They know they can rob us blind, and we're just going to keep paying. So I hope they don't try and do that. I hope the service sort of like, you know, DC's, but cheaper, like $8, $9. That maybe, I might be willing to pay for that, but we'll see once we get more information about what's the price point and what's all going to be on the streaming service. And that's pretty much it for my daily nerd news. That's thank you guys. Comment down below on anything I talked about, because, you know, I love talking to everybody about everything that I talk about, because, you know, just keep this conversation going after the video is done. And also remember to put on notifications, like this video, remember to subscribe, check out my last daily nerd news, check out my playlist of daily nerd news, and remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd, and you've just been nerdified. Catch you guys on the next daily news.